Donald Trump's lawyers, Donald Trump's remaining lawyers are no longer afraid to speak out about how horrible things are on Donald Trump's legal team. Last week, we not only got two of his lawyers, and it may be the two, by the way, that quit on Friday, Trustee and Rowley. We don't know for sure because they all spoke on the condition of anonymity. But last week, we had two Trump lawyers who talked to Rolling Stone about the fact that we have no plan to defend Donald Trump. We have no cohesion. There's no communication. We're all flying blind here, and it's not going to work out well for our client, basically. But then you had another Trump lawyer, again on the condition of anonymity, speak to New York Magazine. And that lawyer admitted that if they were to listen to Donald Trump and actually do what he asks them to do, then they would all end up either sanctioned or disbarred, or possibly even both. Here's what that lawyer, again, we don't know which lawyer it is, but here's what that lawyer told New York Magazine. He gets these lawyers who just want to be part of that Trump world. The ones who say yes to everything, who will get sanctioned and get disbarred, who go to courts claiming election fraud that doesn't exist, or who get put in a difficult position. Now, let me see something here. Talking about election fraud and things like that. The one off the top of my head that I know has done those things, and of course has been sanctioned, is Alina Habba. So is that the person that this other Trump lawyer is referring to? Possibly, probably, I'd say. She's at least one of them. But that is the problem, right? Not just that, she goes to court and she says stupid things, but this lawyer is admitting that Donald Trump is asking these lawyers to do things that are going to get them either sanctioned or disbarred, which means Donald Trump may be asking these people to do things that are illegal. And the reason I say that is because we now know, as part of the unsealed indictment, that Donald Trump at one point did tell his lawyers, wouldn't it be easier to just tell them we don't have these documents? Like asking his lawyers, shouldn't we just lie to the federal government? That's part of the conspiracy to obstruct justice, by the way. So there must have been Trump lawyers on that team, according to this lawyer, who raised their hands and said, yes, I am okay with that idea. That sounds great, boss. Let's go lie to law enforcement. But the lawyer continued. When asked, of course, about why Donald Trump doesn't hire good lawyers. And that lawyer actually had an answer for that too, not realizing the irony of being asked like, hey, why doesn't he have good lawyers? And you're like, wait a minute, I'm a lawyer for him. But anyway, he said, one reason is that Trump is cheap and has apparently been reluctant to spend the sort of money his legal circumstances would seem to demand. Another is that he seems to have a high tolerance for chaos and dysfunction, and perhaps even enjoys being able to shuffle lawyers around based on his whims, however unwise it may ultimately be. So, yeah, that doesn't sound too good either. And I actually think that was actually the author of the article, not the lawyer giving that quote, but I still think it's very powerful because it brings up a great point. Donald Trump is allegedly a man who is a billionaire. He says he's worth $10 billion. So if you get $10 billion, but you're shopping in the bargain bin for lawyers, you get what you pay for at that point. You get what you deserve at that point, I think is a better way to put that. You have the kind of money to hire the best lawyers this country has ever seen. I mean, I could give you the names of some right off the top of my head, although most of them are actually plaintiffs' lawyers, so they definitely wouldn't represent you at a criminal trial. But either way, there's really phenomenal criminal defense lawyers out there. But yeah, they cost a lot of money because they're that damn good. But Donald Trump said no to those people, didn't want to bring them in. And of course, we do know that some of those lawyers actually said no to Donald Trump. Do you know why? For exactly the reason the initial lawyer said in this article. They don't want to get disbarred or sanctioned because they have seen what has happened to Donald Trump's past lawyers, and they don't want the same kinds of things happening to them. They want a client who will listen to them. They want a client who is compliant. And Donald Trump is not that client. So he's stuck with this half-assed legal team that is now apparently quitting on him, and he's left with the worst of the worst. And I imagine by the time any of these cases, any of these indictments actually heads to trial, Trump's going to find himself with even fewer lawyers than he currently has. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.